Today I'm going to be showing you 20 of my favorite bushcraft tips and tricks. And yes, I am using my machete as a mic. And no, these are not going to be those stupid YouTube Shorts bushcraft videos that literally have no point and they get like hundreds of millions of views. These are going to be real bushcraft tips that I've learned living out in the woods and being a Boy Scout. And no, I will not show the picture of when I was in Scouts. Dude, the man bun wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. Anyways, the first tip I'm going to be showing you is one that I learned when I was building this hut when I was 16. Well, okay, it was a hut. It was actually pretty sick. So if you're ever in a survival situation where you don't have any twine or anything that can like hold your body weight, then let me show you how to make something that's stronger than most twine. This is called ironwood. Hey buddy. It's mainly found on the east side of the country, and by mainly I mean literally only on the east side of the country. The bark on the outside is very soft and easy to just peel off, but the fibers underneath the bark are like super durable, hence the name ironwood. If you ever need to identify the tree by its leaves, it has these seed pods, except this might be ash. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And if you're harvesting bark from any living tree, make sure you do it vertically so you don't cut the circulation off. Looking back at this, I probably didn't need to take that big of a chunk off, but the tree will survive. In order to get from the bark to the fibers on the back, I like to grind the bark against another tree, and all these big pieces like that can just come right off. Give me that. Come here. No. So if you moisten the fibers before you use them, it'll help with its malleability. Yeah, that's a big word. And after it dries, it'll harden around what you tied it to. So I let it sit and harden for a few days, and then we tested to see if it could hold 230 pounds of pure muscle. So after letting this harden for like 2 days, it can probably hold my body weight. Hold on, let me try. Oh! Yeah! And there you go. That is stronger than twine. All right. So up here in Michigan, it can be kind of hard to find food, even in the summer. So today I'm going to be showing you the simplest snare that I know. The only animals that'll get caught in a snare here are like a squirrel or a rabbit or the neighbor's cat. So let me show you how to catch one. So to make this trap, you're only going to need 5 things. You're going to need some sort of cordage. I would suggest paracord because it has a smooth outer layer. And if you don't have paracord, a shoelace or a sweatshirt string will work. You'll also need to find like a springy sapling or like a big hanging branch that's on a live tree. And you'll also need a bait stick, a trigger stick, and some sort of hard fruit or vegetable or whatever you want to use for bait, but it's got to hold the thing up. So first we're going to tie the cordage to the sapling, and then we're going to attach it to the bait stick, and then we're going to drive the trigger stick into the ground. And now to bait the trap, we're going to place the bait under the tension of the bait stick. Dude, how many times do I say bait? Also make sure that the bait isn't too hard to take out or else the trap won't get triggered. Bro, ain't no way that's not a trap. I bet. Oh shoot. All right, yeah, that was funny. I am 22, by the way. So if you ever find yourself with a gum wrapper and a AA battery for whatever reason, then apparently you can start a fire with just this. I don't know. I haven't done it yet, but we're gonna try. So let me try to explain how this works. Most gum wrappers come with this thin layer of aluminium along the top. I heard some British dude pronounce it aluminium, and now that's just how I do it, so yeah. And the idea is to touch both ends of the aluminium to the battery at once. In order to do that, we're gonna create this hourglass figure so then the heat can be concentrated on one single point. And if you can get the aluminium hot enough, it can actually light the paper that's on the inside of the wrapper. And hopefully if you're ever in this situation, you come with a pack of gum, because this took a lot of tries. I almost had it on this attempt, but I could just not get it to light. Piece number 3. And finally, after like 10 or 15 minutes, it happened. Oh. Yes! We got it! Let's go! Oh, get the battery out of there. Get the battery. Ooh. Get out! We just started a fire with a battery and a gum wrapper. That's the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. Alright. Oh shoot, no way! I have this huge piece of gum right now. Alright. If you're ever on a backpacking trip and you have to follow the trees that have purple markings on them, and then you stop and realize that every single tree around you has purple markings because a logging company decided that they would use the same color for the trees that they were taking down, and now you're lost and you have to call for help, but you don't want to scream at the top of your lungs because you're too nonchalant. Yo, somebody help. Alright. Then I have a solution for you. This is actually just a piece of grass, but if you want to, you can turn it into a really loud screeching whistle. Dude, that is like the loudest one I've ever done. I literally sniped the perfect piece of grass for this. And then if you roll your tongue while you whistle. Okay, I'm done with that. Then you can call for help without losing any aura. Alright. To do a grass whistle, you're gonna hold the piece of grass in between your thumbs as tight as you can. Then the whistle is created in that tiny part that's super tight. You can also create a whistle out of these acorn tips, or whatever you call them. This one is huge, holy. So with this one, you kind of want to create a funnel for the air to go through. Then you're gonna want to blow through the top of the acorn. Alright. Ooh. If you're ever surviving in the wilderness with just a hatchet, what do you want, dude? And you're trying to split logs that are way too big for the axe. Alright, stand back, Pippin. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Then let me show you how you can actually split this with just a hatchet. Alright, get off. Alright. Call me Thorn Bradley. Oh, that can't go in the video. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, so if you're trying to split this log, you want to get the axe stuck in there first. Dude, stand back. Get out of here. I'm actually about to... Then you can put the log over your shoulder and then try to hit this onto the back of this log. And hopefully it splits this. So it didn't. This will work. Hold on. Oh. Dude. Oh my goodness. Oh! And then with enough aura. Oh, dang it. Okay. Oh! Let's go, baby. So yes, it does take a little bit longer than if you had a splitting maul, but all this wood on the inside is dry. Alright, let me try it again. Let's go, baby. Oh, okay, never mind. On to the next one. Oh, let's go, baby. Alright. It is the next day, and it's about to storm. But honestly, that kind of works out for the next part of this video. The next tip I'm going to be showing you is called worm grunting. It's basically an ancient worm charming technique that sends a frequency down in the ground to get the worms to come up. I think it sends out a frequency so worms think that it's raining and then they come out of the ground. Why do worms even do that? Like, they just end up dying anyways. Why do they do that? I've done this in a couple other videos, and they did well, so I'm just going to do it again because I don't care. Also, you may be wondering, how does one grunt for worms? Also, who named that, bro? What? Okay, it's starting to rain. I gotta hurry up. Basically, you take a stick and then you make notches in it with another stick, and then you stick the original stick into the ground and then rub it with another stick, and then it creates a frequency for the worms to come up. Okay, it's starting to rain, but luckily this works better after rain. Dude, get over here. Come help me. Say, alright, let's build this thing.
Alright. What? Is it going?
It's just going, dude.
Alright, let's build this thing. No, I gotta do it.
Alright, do it again, dude.
Alright, let's build this thing. No, that wasn't fluent.
Dude, do the intro.
Alright, let's do this thing.
Alright. Anyways, the worm grunting stick is complete. It just got done raining, so I think this is gonna work really well. Alright, let's go test this thing out. Oh, there's a deer fly. Whilst looking for a spot to grunt for worms, you don't want a spot that's too dry, and you also don't want a spot that's like straight up mud. Usually somewhere that's like near a body of water, but kind of elevated. Alright, let's do this. Alright, that did not work. Why didn't that work? Alright, let's try right here. Oh, dude, what the flip? Oh, sick. Here's where we did it for that other video. Alright, well, we didn't get it to work this time. I don't know why. Someone should tell me what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I can try it again for like the 4th time. It's supposed to work though, trust me. So for the next tip, I'm gonna be showing you how to find true east and west if you ever lost in the woods. Whoever said that moss grows on the north side of a tree is just straight up wrong. Like, what were they doing, bro? Why did they even come up with that? So to find true east and west, you're gonna need to find... Oh, shoot! Oh, fire ant just fell on me from a tree. Ow. You're gonna need to find 4 sticks that are as straight as possible. 3 of the sticks are gonna be about 1 foot long, and you're gonna need 1 stick that's about your height. So mine will be 6'5", because that is what I am and how tall I am. All right. Anyways, so first you're going to put the 6'5" stick in the ground and make sure that there's no shadows around it at all. And then you'll see that the stick created a straight shadow. And at the end of that shadow, you're going to place one of your 1-foot sticks. Now make sure that the shadows of each of those sticks are perfectly aligned. And now all you got to do is wait for about 15 minutes. And you can set a timer on your phone. Actually, you can't set a timer on your phone, because if you have your phone, then you have your compass, which means that you won't need to find direction. So I guess just count in your head. And after 15 minutes, you're going to realize that the shadow moved. And then you're going to repeat that process again until you have 3 stakes in the ground. And then you're going to take a 5th stick, which I didn't bring up earlier, so womp womp, I guess, and then line it up perfectly with the other 3 sticks. And now you have perfect east and west. And I'm just going to go on to the next one from here because we need to hurry these up because you guys have the attention span of a goldfish. This is called a life straw, and apparently it can filter anything out of literally any body of water. All right, let's try this. How am I supposed to do this? It looks like I just peed my pants. Alright, that didn't work. Okay, I think these also expire after like 2 years, and I got this my freshman year of high school. Alright. But life straws are also kind of expensive, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make one for pretty much free. So in order to make this life straw, you're going to need a giant syringe, 2 bottincalls, just 1 Q-tip, and a little bit of dirt. There we go. You can't really see it against the stump. And just a little bit of sand. Alright. Oh, I thought it broke. So we're going to try to get the end of the Q-tip all the way through the syringe. And now we're going to cut the end off. Dang, that's a strong Q-tip. Holy. Yeah, so it's going to look a little something like that. Doesn't look that appealing, but whatever. So now we're going to add one of the cotton balls to the very bottom. So we got like half a cotton ball in there. And now we got to get the charcoal. So I'm going to use the spoon, the Shrek spoon, to scrape some of this off. Hold on, let me get some ASMR. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna load it up. So the charcoal's right about there. We're gonna try to fill up the sand to about 10 milliliters. More. And now to get out the bigger pieces of debris, we're gonna add dirt. This is pretty rocky, so hopefully it should work. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but we have 3 layers. We have the big pieces of dirt, the sand, and then the charcoal. As the water goes through each layer, it'll get rid of different pieces of debris. And we'll add 1 more cotton ball, and then we're good. So instead of drinking, oh, come back here, boy. So instead of drinking out of this, we're gonna pump water through it. All right, let's go test this out. Okay, so we just got ourselves some Murky Creek water, some of nature's chocolate milk. I'm not doing that. We're gonna filter this through our life straw. Where'd it go? There it is. To see if we can get completely clear water, which I think it's gonna work. I haven't even tested it yet. This is all an experiment. Okay, I might not be in frame, but whatever. Hopefully this is. All right, let's dump in the creek water and see what happens. That should be enough. I just swallowed a mosquito. The nice thing about this is that you don't have to wait for the gravity to filter. You can kind of push it through. Oh, it's work. It's work. It's work. It's work. Look at that. It's like perfectly clear water. I'm putting so much pressure on this right now. Hold on. Come here. Okay, this is actually sick. I did not know this was going to work. I can pump perfectly clear water in no time. Like with the other water filters, you have to wait. But look. I mean, it's drop by drop, but look at that. It's perfectly clear. Wait, this is sick. Why is this actually working? I mean, it's super slow, but it's way faster than if you just left it as a gravity pump. Look at that. It's perfectly clear. I could drink this. You should probably boil it first, but still, that is insane. All right, this is probably the coolest thing I've ever made. It's different because most water filters are gravity-based. With a life straw, you still have to, like, suck out of it. But with this, you can just instantly put water in and just press it through. This is called ghost pipe. Hold on, let me get this poison. Ah! Also known as monotrophilastobona. Yup. What? I actually found these when I was filming a different part of the video. So this part was kind of unplanned, just like my bird. When I first saw a ghost pipe, I thought it was a mushroom. But when you look close enough, you can tell that it's actually a flower that bees can even pollinate or get pollen from, or however that works. The cool thing about ghost pipe is that it doesn't photosynthesize, hence the bright white color. Ghost pipe actually gets its nutrients from the freaking mushroom veins in the ground. And apparently you're not supposed to harvest all of them in one clump, so sue me. Actually don't, please don't. So you might be wondering why I would even harvest this stuff. It's actually a very highly medicinal plant. It even just smells magical, bro. That was the gayest thing I've ever said. All right. These are kind of like nature's ibuprofen. They can help with pain. So let's test it. All right, this is for science. Okay. So as you can see, I have just stubbed my toe. Now I think you can just kind of... You know, I'm just gonna chew on it. I don't want to swallow it. I want more! Yeah, bro, my toe still hurts. Okay. It's kind of getting dark out, but we're just going to finish up this last one. This last bushcraft tip is the most important one. It's useful in literally every situation, not even just bushcraft. And the last bushcraft tip is reading your Bible. Yeah! Let's say you're in a survival situation. You get attacked by a bear. You bleed out and die. What are you going to do? Yeah. So get off of YouTube, read your Bible, and subscribe! Oh! Oh, shoot! Oh, did that record?